I realized that he was still not at least, I gave you the space to at least explain yourself, and you still did not even say.
Bro, why are we still having conversations about communication, bro? If there's like, is this? Are we not tired? Come on, Don. You be in here, Don. Come on.
Yeah.
That's like that you be in here, Don. They got to be like the release. Why are we still even talking to people about communication at this point in time? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not.
Yeah, you're right. So guess what? His number deleted, and he's been ringing off my phone, and I've been ignoring every damn call because I just want to make sure that I'm on the right track, because I know I'm not stupid, yeah, and I'm not gonna allow no man to come take me for no.
But y'all gotta remember, bro, I think what a lot of us forget, bro, like especially in the beginning, bro, dating is supposed to be fun, bro. Like, it's not supposed to be that. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to start off that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once things start off weird, it typically ends up weird. If you got to get what I'm saying, that's something
exactly.
That we gotta know. Yeah, we gotta just know that. So, let's just, you do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't worry, guys. He's gone because that's not gonna stay around with me. I think not.
No.
Anyways, big up yourself, KB. I don't know, some I love you. Anyways, goodbye, guys. I love all you bitches.
See, funny as let's see who we got next, man. What's the word? What's going on?
Hey, okay, this is about a friend situation. Okay. I want to know if so basically we go out, right? We go out as with like it's me, the friend that I want to talk about. Well, they're not really my friend anymore. Okay, this happened about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And then another friend of mine that joins us later in the night. But basically, we're basically drinking, right? And he was like, I want to go hard. I want to black out. And I was like agreeing with it. So I was kind of just like drinking. I got as fucked up as him. But okay, this is kind of a short story. I'm just going to try to be as short as possible. And then we basically, essentially, when we were walking to one of the parties, he unlinks from my arm. This is before we, this is after we met up with the other friend, and then they end up leaving, right? So we're going to another party. We went to one party and we're going to another party, and we drink a little bit at the first party. So while we're going to the second party, he unlinks my arm and he literally...
Oh, you're muted. Oh. Then what happened?
Hello? Oh, sorry, I got a call. So we went to a second party, and when we were unlinking arms, he like runs away and goes to his dorm apparently, but I didn't know this. So he like literally unlinks arms for me and he screams and runs in a different direction, and I'm just like really fucked up. Okay, I was considering myself browned out. I remember parts of the night, but I was definitely pretty I was like kind of fucked up. Like, he unlinks arms for me and he literally screams. I don't know where he goes. I call him and then I get really tired, so I end up going back to my dorm. Oh, I mean, wait, sorry, what?
Hold on, how old are you, man? How old are you?
18.
One more. Now I'm thinking, because at first I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, hold on, like, is niggas older? Like, is he stop my drinking? You know what I mean? I'm thinking, it's slowly building up in my head. I'm not fully sure. And I'm doing one more. Anybody else wants to hop on this person and it disconnected, man? What's up, that word up? Cause he said dorm. I'm like, dorm? Parties? Niggas be going to parties? Like, yeah, now I got time for one. Let me see. He just got here. Y'all be coming late, but I go live at the same time every day, y'all. 5, not every day, Monday through Wednesdays, 5:30 around that time.
Hold on, let me turn off my comments because I know your people be mean. Okay, so I feel like I already handled it, but I really want to know, you a man, you gonna tell me the truth. Okay, so let me calm down because I'm still a little mad. But so I was talking to this boy, right? We was talking for a minute. So you know how TikTok has that wait, let me start over.
How?
I'm 24.
Izzy, turn the comments back on, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, but so we was talking, right? And one day I sent him this TikTok. So the TikTok was basically like, it was like me trying to convince this girl, like, if we put on masks, we can make money on OnlyFans. Like a little joke.
Wait, you put on what?
If you put on masks, like it was like me trying to convince this girl, if we put on masks, we can make money on OnlyFans. That's what it said.
Wait, hold on. Are you seeing my comment? Why is my comments going? Wait, what happened to my shit?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. There
You
we
see
go.
him now?
Izzy, stop doing that, bro. What the hell?
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to give y'all the tea. Hold on. But so I sent it to him, right? We laughed about it. The next day on TikTok, I get a notification that a girl watched the TikTok that I sent. So I'm like, because you know on TikTok, if you send somebody a TikTok and they send it to somebody else, TikTok gonna show you who watched it. So I'm like, what?
Bro, what the hell's going on with my screen, yo? Hold up, yo.
What is going on?
Nah, that's on my real color. Hold up.
Okay, so yeah, TikTok can do that. So like if your man sending somebody a TikTok, he sent it to a girl, you gonna know it's gonna tell you. But anyway, so before I said something to him about it, no, I called him, but when I called him, he didn't answer. So I was just like, I'm not even gonna say nothing. The girl, but the thing is, the girl who he sent the TikTok to, I know her. I know her like as girls, y'all know how y'all got those girls on social media that be like hyping you up, like you so cute, you this and that, but you don't really know her. But like she on your, like she riding you so hard, but you don't know her, but you just like, thank you. Like, so I hit her up. I text her, I said, I'm 24, y'all. So I said, hey boo, who sent you this TikTok? Mm-hmm. I really hate having to send a hey boo text, but it was just pissing me off. Like, but so then boom, she don't respond. So after some time, I just unsent it. Cause I was just like, Deanna, you questioning yourself when you already know how TikTok work. I'm a TikTok fiend. I know he sent this to her. Cause I know he know her. So I unsent it. So after I unsend it, she finally responds. She like, oh nah, I just seen it on my For You page. I haven't had TikTok in a minute. So I'm like, this girl gonna lie to me. It's all right. It's cool. I know, right? I should have never said nothing, but I keep a G out. It's all right. So boom. So the day go by. He calls me. He called me.
Wait, real quick. What was the TikTok about?
Oh, so the TikTok was like, it was like me trying to convince this girl if we put on masks and start OnlyFans, we'll make bread. Like it was like a little joke between us because he brought it up and I sent it to him the day before and he was like, see, TikTok trying to give you like a sign. And we laughed about it. So then the next day I seen that she seen it. Like it said, so-and-so viewed a TikTok you shared. So I'm like, what? Why would she be viewing this? Like, what? Like, but I know that they know each other because he used to be like, oh, that's his homegirl. But you know how like, he'll be like, she a HOE, she do this and that. But it's like, I don't know, no boy with no genuine homegirl who's speaking on her like this. So clearly it might be something.
So are you in a relationship with this person?
Like we've been talking like, you know, like, I don't want to call it a relationship, but it was getting to that point.
How long were y'all talking for at that point?
For like we've been talking, well, we was talking for like a good 7 months.
Oh, so he was never taking you serious. That relationship was never gonna happen.
That's cool.
Yeah. Nah, I'm like that makes more sense. Now that's what I needed to know.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So
7 months.
Cool, that's cool.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. That's the least of what he was doing. Sending TikToks to other girls. No, that's the least.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get to like what I'm asking you when I get to the end. Cause I know I ain't dumb. Cause this rap, trust me, this already over with. But so
that's good.
So then he called me later on that day. And he was like, he was like, you know how like you could tell when a dude knows something, they kind of sound a little different. Like he answered the phone, he was like, oh, hey, like I was just seeing if you needed something from when you called me earlier. And I'm just like, I don't need nothing. I don't need shit. Like I hung the phone up. But then I got hot again about it and I called him back. And that's why I messed up. I was like, damn, I should just kept it to myself. I was like, so did you send somebody the TikTok that I sent you? He's like, yeah. And I was like, dang, well, I'm glad you told the truth about it. He was like, I mean, ain't that how TikTok work? It tell you. I was like, you ain't know that. So he get to telling me like,
he was telling you that like he doesn't give a fuck how you feel about it. Like that's what that is.
I mean, that could be true.
No, that is what it is.
I thought he was just trying to lie to me.
I've been in a talking phase with you for 7 months. I know you don't like yourself. So I don't
like
really. That's really what it is. No, I'm telling you what it is. That's why he was so confident in how he was telling you.
I don't know. I mean, that could, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take that.
I mean, that's the reality. That's literally the reality. That's not an if, ands, or buts. That's not an assumption.
Okay, what I'm saying is he could have felt this way, but that's how I'm responding to you how I'm taking it as you thought. But you're telling me what it really is. I get it. I get what you're saying. it just threw me off like how you said. I'm like, wait, I don't love myself. Hold on. but so then he was just like, he was like, we can call her. He was like, no. He was like, I sent it to her because I was talking about how excited I was. This sounds so stupid, y'all. He was like, I was sending it to her because I was telling her I was excited about it. And she was just like, what you talking about? And I sent it to her. He was like, it's not. So I was like, I mean, if that's what y'all got going on, that's that. But we ain't doing nothing else. So he was just like, it's not like that. That's just game. You know, I already know her. It's not like that. He was like, do you want to call her? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I said,
y'all ever been in a situation, yo? If any dude, or if anybody in here, y'all know when somebody that you had no plan to get in.
Yeah, y'all right. This is because of TikTok. Cause
because no, that shit is crazy. Nah, finish before I ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it. Then you can read me however you want to. But at the end of the day, like, yeah. But so he was like, dang, what he said? Oh, he was like, do you want to call her? I'm like, we don't got to call her because I already asked her about it. And she said that you didn't send it to her, but you said she sent it to her. So he was like, wow. He's talking about wow. I was like, what you mean wow? Like, clearly y'all in some type of cahoots. Cool. I already figured because he already had me messed up when he sent her to TikTok. That's just that. But me carrying along, whatever. So the next day, he come over because he got to get the hair stuff for his hair. He was supposed to get his hair done, but I ain't doing it no more. So he had to come get the stuff. So we talk about it. So I'm like, so how did she... I said, so did you already know that I texted her? He was like, oh, yeah. She sent me the screenshot of it and was like, Miss Lady. She called me Miss Lady. She's talking about Miss Lady said I text her. Basically, I asked her.
Both laughing at you. That's
exactly. And that's what's pissing me off. Like, y'all got me looking stupid. Like, what? Like, what? So, what happened? So, long story short, he told me the truth. He left. After he left, I pondered on it a bit because I felt dumb. Like, is y'all trying me? That's how I felt. Like, like they tried me like, this girl is goofy. Like, what? So, after that, I changed my number. And that was like a good 2 weeks ago. I ain't talked to him since.
For sure.
But so, my question to you is, they was hunching, ain't it?
That's the least of your problems.
What? So, tell me. Let me know.
Why? Well, first of all, anybody who's willing to be talking to you for 7 months had no intention of dating you for real.
Okay.
In your face. So when I say that's the least of your problems, God knows what he was doing within them 7 months, right? What you do?
That tea.
Why are you okay talking to somebody for 7 months? Also, why are you asking or expecting any type of loyalty for somebody who never really committed to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that you need to be asking. Like, what's going on in my head to where my stand isn't, we could only be talking for this amount of time while I'm moving on with my life. These are the things you need to be asking. Whether he was doing things with her, which probably was, right? Because at you. She's lying to him, lying to you for him.
For him, right? Exactly.
So obviously, most likely that's what he was doing. But that's like, okay, what are you gonna do moving forward so you never, you don't end up in a situation like that again? That's kind of what we need to be. That's what we need to know.
Repeat that for me. I'm listening to you.
It's what do you need to do so you won't end up in a situation like that ever again.
Oh, I already got that. I know I didn't have to go as far as changing my number, but I don't know. I just be feeling like I don't never want you to talk to me again.
Okay.
Like,
that's okay. If you could do that, do it. I don't
know. It's like I don't like feeling played with. I don't like feeling tried. That's how I felt.
But
I'm like, y'all trying to play with me?
It took too long for you to feel played with, though. That's
what made me mad too, because it's like it could get like that. But I'm like, if you lying for him and y'all clearly I'm gonna just take myself out the equation. Like, what?
No. But I mean, like I said, you learn from everything, though. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Hold on, he didn't make me change my number. I already had a number to where like I'm always getting scam calls and random people calling my phone. So it was just like it just kind of put on the case like you left my house and don't think you're finna be able to contact me again because you can't just pull up here. It's that simple.
Even if you did, some people, you gotta do what you gotta do to make sure.
Yeah, like I gotta protect my peace. Like what?
That's it, and that's all.
City boys ain't up.
Look,
I'm a genuine girl. Like that ain't up. That ain't fun. But yeah, that's all I had to say, KB. Thank you for the clarification. I already knew. I already handled it.
What's happening on, man? Nah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. What's going on?
Not much. I am 26, by the way. Okay, so basically me and my partner, we broke up recently, right? And I feel like he's the type of person, he's a little bit like insecure and just not a very, I just feel like he doesn't love himself.
Okay, all right. Now, background. So how old is he?
He is 28.
28. And how long were y'all dating for?
To be honest, we've been together for a long time. Like, we met back in 2019. We dated for a little bit, but we were both like a bit young at that time. So I just decided, like, you know what, this guy's a bit weird. He's like a bit funny. So I ended
somebody who you've had previous experiences with that made you think that he was strange.
Sorry?
You were dating somebody again that you felt in the past you had to break up with because he was strange.
Not that I would say strange. I think at the time I was probably just used to, I was probably just used to someone that was like a bit different, a bit of a different personality. Okay. But when I like matured a little bit, I kind of realized he was more the type of person that I was looking for.
So, okay. So after that ended, you obviously dated around.
Yeah.
You said that was.
I had dated someone else, got into like a serious relationship with someone who I'm also thought like this person was my type, but like he wasn't really. It was just me glorifying him in my eyes.
May that love never find me. God, that's why I don't let. This right here is why I don't let people spin. Spin a block on me. It's not
even about spinning the block. It's not.
But that's but I'm just letting them know. I'm just giving them a good example of how this typically works. Somebody can stop associating with you, right? Because maybe you're not their cup of tea. They'll go around, they'll date around, see, okay, that didn't work. Realize you weren't that bad, and then come back to you. You see what I'm saying? This happens both sides.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
what I'm saying. I just got to be careful with people coming back to you because you got to realize there's always a reason. Go ahead.
That's fair. But yeah, obviously I had that relationship and that ended because it just wasn't for me. I was making him look better than he actually was. And then further on down the line, we kind of reconnected. He came back and he was like, listen, like I still am interested in you.
Okay.
And we lived in separate cities. Fast forward, I ended up moving to this city. Mm-hmm. But when I moved here, I was a bit skeptical and I was like, you know what, let me get my own place, right? Because I don't want things to go left. And now I'm like in a situation where, and I've always been that type of exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And ideally I wouldn't want to move in with someone anyways before we're like getting married. Right. But over time, I just feel like things has been like really crazy. Right. So we had been together while I was here. Everything was cool, but I just felt like there were certain needs that I had in the relationship that weren't being met. And I kept continuously trying to explain that to him. And I feel like he wasn't taking any initiative to try and meet those needs as much as I felt like I was meeting his needs.
What? Just give me a couple of examples of those needs.
For example, like I'm a pretty social person, but he's a bit more of an introvert. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm not saying we need to go like be out every time, but like, it would be nice if we went out on dinner dates, just go out and be able to do things. And he was very sheltered growing up where like, he didn't really have those things in relationships. He just mainly like, he was the type of person, he's a nerd, like soccer, uni, go home. And that's about it. So
but that's his alone. That's not when you're in a relationship though. So that's,
exactly.
I mean, that's when you're alone though. That's not
exactly. Exactly. So I kept explaining that to him and I felt like he wasn't quite getting that. So eventually I reached to a point where I was like, you know what, fuck this. Like I just kind of ended the relationship a bit because I was like, I'm not asking you for anything. And it's not even the like going out. It's the fact that I feel unheard. I feel not listened to.
Yeah, he would have became, let me tell you something. He would have became very social for the person that he wants.
Right.
It ain't about this. You didn't have to argue the semantics with this person. People adjust. Even I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes to really finding the person that you really want, you're gonna step outside that. Even if your comfort zone is being introverted and being in a crib,
and he has.
You're always gonna step outside. The person doesn't have to ask you. If you get what I'm saying, you don't have to bring it up. If the girl has to bring it up, or the guys, they never really wanted to do it to begin with. So that's just what it is. So I mean, when it pertains to you leaving because of that, I mean, that would be a good decision.
Yeah, so like I did walk away from the relationship and we ended up being like separated for 3 months. Mind you, like throughout our relationship, I've met his family and, you know, his cousins and all of that stuff. And, you know, he told me he's loved me, but I never really introduced him to anyone on my side like that, my friends and stuff, but not really my family because I'm not like that. Like you're not meeting my family unless I know this is gonna work, you know, like, yeah. So
Right.
throughout that 3 months that we were breaking up, he has now gone and dated someone that he wasn't aware, but has a reputation for being a bit wild, right?
What does that have to do with you?
It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me, but I'm just giving you context. Like, so he had dated that girl, and a lot of his friends was like, this is very questionable, but I feel like that was his lack of discernment, right? But that has nothing to do with me. And then after doing that 3 months period, we had broken up, and I was like, you know what, like I didn't know about this at the time. So I was like, you know what, I want my relationship back. Like I really love this man. I want things to work and I want things to improve. And listen, hear me out, right? So, okay, obviously the whole going out thing.
Nah, yeah, I hope y'all see who the real problem is, though.
Me?
Yeah, I hope y'all see who the real problem. Even
Is
if
it
he's
me?
a problem, if he's a problem, she's the real one. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. This is time number 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit crazy. I know.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, cool. Like, you know, I feel like the whole going out thing and this, that, I feel like that's something that could have been worked on.
Right.
I'm not going to end a relationship that I was, you know, somewhat happy in.
But you were begging to be taken out. He didn't want to take you out. So that ideally isn't. That's just not that. That logic is coming from you finding out that he was dating somebody that ideally you didn't think he should be dating.
I didn't know about the
Right.
relationship. I didn't know about.
All right, but I'm saying either way, you and I both know, right? This ain't no rocket science. I come on. You and I both know when it pertains to just going outside, it has nothing to do with the person being introverted. Because once you're in a relationship, this is a compromise, right? You have to compromise. That's the only way it works. But if you're bringing things up over and over again and nothing is happening, then you know that person that they don't want to put in that effort for you, right? So what are you talking about? You had to go. You left the relationship for something that could be fixed. You want to fix something that what? Come on. That should be natural.
It did get fixed. Like when we got back together, we were going out as much as like I wanted to. When we did get back together, like we had fixed that issue. That has not been an issue in our situation since then. When we did get back together, that was not an issue after.
So you fixed the issue.
No, I didn't fix the issue. I didn't fix the issue. When we got back together, like it was a conversation. He's like, you know what, I understand. Like those needs weren't being met for you.
Why didn't he fix it before the breakup?
What did I do? Okay.
I'm asking why he didn't fix it before because that seems very simple. Live, correct me if I'm wrong. Live, correct me if I'm wrong because I don't mind being corrected. That seems like a very simple thing. Going out, she didn't ask for. She wasn't asking for him to spend $500. You know. No, she wasn't asking for anything crazy. That's just that's a given if we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
So, fast forward, you know, we did get back together after 3 months of being apart, and like things were really great. Things were honestly so great. Like we were a lot better communication wise. We were more open about our feelings. We were more clear on like the direction we were taking, and it finally felt like we were at a point where we both was like, okay, we appreciated each other a bit more. So that's kind of where things were at. Things were going really well. Like we were making plans for the future. We were like, my sister knows about him now, and you know, everything was going well. Right. So recently I have just really been like focusing on studies and working, like obviously spending time with each other. So I had gone out with a friend of mine on Friday night, and we had an argument before that. And we weren't really talking. So during that whole day, I went to work, finished work and everything, and I didn't really speak to him. Like, we had a brief conversation in the morning, but then he texted me saying, like, oh, call me, we need to talk. Because we were trying to, like, fix the argument. But obviously, I was at work, so I didn't call him back until I had finished work. And I called him back, he didn't pick up. I texted him. I didn't hear anything from him, so I was like, whatever. I went out with my friend, and we went out to dinner, and we went to like a nice shisha lounge, and that was really it. And mind you, he didn't get back to me until around 1 a.m., 12 o'clock at night. And I was like, what the fuck? Since, like, obviously, yeah, he was at work on Friday till 5, but like I hadn't heard from you all day. So I was like, okay, whatever. I just let it go. I went out with my friends, And now while I'm out, he's now blowing up my phone at the end of the night. He's blowing up my phone, like calling me multiple times. And I've already said, I don't like that. If you call me once or twice and I don't pick up, text me. I'm obviously doing something. I'll get back to you, right? So he's blowing up my phone and I'm not picking up. And then he starts like hurling insults at me, basically. Like basically being like, what are you doing? Who you with?
Wait, hold on. But y'all also got to remember, they broke up 3 times and she's just still not getting it either. Right? So as much as he may not be the one for her, she's still not accepting that in her head. I don't know how many times
I'm at a point where I'm ready to accept it now, because for me, I just feel like it's been too much.
Yeah, it's
like,
been since 2019.
It gets a lot. It gets a lot on my mental. And like I said, he's a bit of a person who is he's quite insecure, I feel like, and he doesn't love himself as much.
But you're not. But you're worse. If ideally y'all are on the same level when it comes to insecurity. They're calling it insecure, but are you any better? This is a real question I'm asking. If you think you are, I'll tell you why you're not.
I don't think I'm insecure.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, that's a problem. There's a problem. No, that's the problem right there. That's why you kept going back thinking you could fix something. Or you think that was something to fix. That's why. You're the exact same.
Needing something to fix.
All these different times that they broke up 3 times since 2019 for, I'll say, good reasons, right? And every single time that y'all broke up, you found a way to return for your own reasons to fix something, quote unquote.
It wasn't just me. It was on both sides.
And you were going for it. You said that I want my man back after he went to go date somebody that you said everybody knows he shouldn't be dating because something is wrong with her, right? And you said that
I didn't know about them being together.
You said you wanted your relationship back.
I didn't know about them being together until after. So it had nothing to do with the relationship.
Let me give you an example of the insecurity. You're saying that ideally, right? You and I both know that when it comes to going out and keeping a relationship fresh, so on and so forth, that's obviously a compromise. That's something that's a given. That's the only way that any relationship lasts, right? He wasn't doing that for you. Instead of you looking at it and saying, well, the reason why this person doesn't want to do this for me is because they don't feel as though I'm deserving of it, or maybe that's just not the person for me. Okay? You didn't want to accept that.
Yeah.
Ideally, that's insecurity within itself. You could have just said, you know what? I'm not, I'm better than this. I deserve better, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna stick to myself for however long, and I'm gonna, at some point in time, find somebody that can meet my standards. But you didn't even think that your standards were that high to begin with. You didn't really believe in yourself like that. So absolutely, you're insecure, if not worse than him. So
I wouldn't say that's insecurity.
You wouldn't say that's insecurity? Then now we're moving from insecurity.
I feel like I was trying to make a compromise so that the relationship.
How are you gonna try to make a compromise when every single time that you brought something up to him, nothing was being compromised? Ideally, that's why I broke up 3 times since 2019. How could you call that compromise with somebody that you broke up with 3 times? That y'all broke up? Are you serious? Mm. Now it's moving from insecurity to delusion. Mm. Now it's more than you're insecure. It's also delusion too.
Mm. Okay. And
lack of accountability. Like what? I'm gonna tell you this.
I can see where like I've definitely gone wrong in the situations in terms of like once I did it, I should have just did it and like be done with it. So like fair enough. I can see. I definitely hold my hands up and I can see where I've gone wrong in a lot of situations. 100%. I know that.
That's like I said. I'm just saying like it always takes 2, right? You even said that. So don't. Yeah. I tell people this. One of the things that I've learned that's helped me grow over the years, right? I stopped pointing the fingers at people. And saying you this, you that. I literally stopped. And anything that didn't work for me, I always look at myself and say, what did I go wrong? What was I doing? And I hold myself accountable for it and I keep pushing. Yeah. Because I was actually holding myself accountable. Because you weren't holding yourself accountable and because you didn't have the self-esteem that needed, to even be in these types of relationships, you kept going back thinking that there was something to be better, ideally. But when you point fingers every single time, you get nowhere. Nowhere. That goes for all of us. Man, woman, doesn't matter who. I'm telling y'all that right now. Pointing fingers does nothing for you at all. 0. Especially not for the long run.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely get what you're saying. But I think for now, like ever since this whole breakup kind of happened, I feel like I'm really at a point where like I'm done. Like, I'm done because it's the same cycle over and over, and I'm really tired of going through the cycle because it's just too much. And I know how I am usually in relationships. It's just I obviously have a very soft spot for him, and that's probably where I went wrong. Because usually, like, I'm not the type of person like I'll talk to guys and stuff. Like, I'll talk to someone once every like whatever.
Right. I'm not coming at you for being human.
Yeah.
We're gonna catch, but at the end of the day, it's accountability. We have to hold ourselves accountable. That's how we grow. So do you understand where ideally maybe the insecurity, where the low self-esteem could play a role in you even being in this situation since 2019? Do you see where it's coming from? Because once you see that, you're less likely to make that mistake again. That's kind of the big thing here. Once you see where you're going wrong and you're accepting where you're going wrong, ideally you may not make that mistake again. Like I said, you're 26, the rest of your 30s ahead of you. You want to be able to spend that dating the right way, right? So accountability is the first step.
No, that's true. I definitely have gained some clarification from this conversation, but I feel like, for sure. I'm really done this time. Like, guys, please hold me to that. Like, for real, I'm changing my number and everything because I really am done.
Hey, man, lock in. It's for you at the end of the day, ain't for nobody else. So you don't got to prove nothing to nobody else, man.
She's in HR. I really am done.
Hey, man, lock in, all right?
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you having on, man.
Bye.
All right. Yo. But that's, I mean, like I said, I get it, but like I said, the older we get, we gotta lock in with ourselves more, man. Self-reflection is very much so key. Self-reflection is very much so key, man. I had to look myself in the mirror numerous times and say, yo, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Facts. She got to fix it one more time. She's not a quitter. Yo, you been trolling the entire time, yo. I ain't gonna lie, nigga, you funny as hell. Yo, he kept saying, yo, she got yeah, come on, I gotta have faith, man. If anybody needs a private one-on-one, of course, book me. The link for that is in my bio. I'll get to you. All right, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at PrettyBoyKayb. Follow me on here as well so I get my notifications. Y'all stay safe, man. All right, leave that.